Sometimes my favorite questions about the Bible are the basic ones. Recently, we had a question and answer Sunday at my church, and people asked all kinds of really deep questions about angels and demons and sexuality and spirituality and all kinds of things. But one person submitted a question I couldn't wait to answer, and it was this. Why are there numbers beside Bible passages? Right? Have you ever noticed that before? If you're a longtime Bible reader, this seems like so normal. But if you're brand new, what other book do you read where there's numbers and colons and then like little raised up numbers next to sentences? And the answer is the Bible. It's really unique in that way. So what's that all about? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the books and the chapters and the verses that make up the good book that we call the Bible. Here's what you need to know. They weren't all in the original. All right, so if you say John chapter 3, verse 16, if you would have said that to John himself after he wrote the Gospel of John, he would have said, wait, what? What does 3:16 mean? Did you know that? The chapter breakdowns of the books of the Bible and the verse breakdowns didn't come till way later in Christian history. I don't know all the details, but I think it wasn't until the 13th to the 16th century. So for over 1,000 years, Christians were just talking about, oh yeah, that one place where John said, God so loved the world. Or do you remember when the Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthians? But obviously, as I said, in the 13th to the 16th century, people broke the Bible down into chapters and then verses, and I'm really glad that they actually did. Here's my comparison. Imagine if you were going to come to my house for dinner, and imagine I had this feast for you to eat. Just amazing food. I'm sending you pictures, and you said, oh, okay, well, where's the feast going to be? And I said, it's in this city, Appleton, where I live, Appleton, Wisconsin. Imagine if that's all I told you. And so you're like, you're driving down College Avenue, the main street of Appleton, and you take a left on Richmond, and then you're kind of driving like a school zone down Wisconsin Avenue. Oh my goodness, there's lots of houses in Appleton, obviously. So wouldn't it help if you had more specific directions? Like if I told you my house is on this street and it's this number. Like, why do we have streets and numbers? The answer is so we can quickly identify houses. And it's the same with the Bible. Why did later Christians break books of the Bible down into chapters and then later verses? Well, the answer is so they could find and connect with a specific word from God more easily and more quickly. So if I told you, oh yeah, you should read that thing in the Gospel of John about God loving the world, you'd open it up to John and you'd be reading and reading and driving through these streets trying to find it. But if you have a Bible like mine that says, oh, read John chapter 3, verse 16, you could pretty quickly open it up and read, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So where did the verses, the chapters of the good book come from? They're a man-made tradition from not all that long ago. Why do we have them? So we can quickly find the beautiful words that God put in the Word, the Bible. I hope that helps as you read all 31,173 verses in this book, and you get to know God better than ever before.